You want to get ready for that part?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've met some people who told me that they were people that received writings, and they received a writing from space people for me.
Automatic writings?
Yes. And they read it to me, and it sounded more like me than me.
You know, I've always been terribly suspicious of this kind of thing. It's like when people go into trance, it's automatic writing for you. Well, I could go into a trance and write stuff down for you too. I'm suspicious of it. Like,
well, you know what to say. I was, believe me. I thought I was hooked into some kind of weird group.
well, yeah.
I'm not a far out character, you know. At any rate, they told me that these people had been in communication with me since I was 5 years old. And they asked me if I had any recollection of anything like that. And I told them that I used to go out in the middle of the night and just stare at the stars when I was a little boy. And I would see myself traveling amongst the stars. And the girl looked at me and said, "Your dream is going to come true." And when she looked at me and said that, her eyes are 5 times as big as they were before, and they were just green colored like a cat's eye. And at the moment I saw those eyes, she said to me, "If you could only see your eyes right now, you would understand." Anyway, they took me out and asked me if I was interested, and of course I was. And they took me out in the middle of the night in the fields with the cameras, the camera on my chest, and they said, "We don't care what you see, but if you feel like you feel anything, snap some pictures."
Generous offer.
They developed those pictures the next day, and there were streaks across the stars that were not stars.
What happened to these photographs? The photographs, what happened?
They still have them.
Hey, you go.
I don't know, I never did have them.
Well, that doesn't seem fair. You've taken the pictures and then they keep pictures. That's
Well, maybe so, but at the time it didn't seem to matter. And finally, I was going down, I'm going to this person's time here. They told me to go to a park. And I went to this involved, and this was a girl that was a girl with green eyes. And I told her that she had to stay away from me because I couldn't focus on anything when she was around because she gave me the woods. So I went out one night by myself without these people to see what would happen if I went by myself and another friend with me. And right in the middle of the field, I was standing there and I saw a little green ball about the size of a baseball. And it started so large, so it got about 3 feet wide, and then had to settle down to the ground. There was this woman in her living flesh, the girl with green eyes.
Eddie Davis, yeah.
Eddie Davis, yeah. So I went home and I called this person on the phone and I said, "Where were you just now?" And she said, "You know darn well where I was."
And that was your privilege.
No, I'm just.
Well, we don't have any more time, so I mean, you're taking us there as far as you can get us to this call. I'm afraid, I guess the ship trip will have to wait. Eddie Davis on it. So, well, while you're on the air, hello.
Hello. Hi, this is John in Texas.
Hey, John.
Yes, sir. I wonder if you could shed a little light on I don't know what you call it, an anomaly or a phenomenon. But my wife and I were flipping through the channels a couple of years ago, and we caught the tail end of the story of a man who was bereaved, or whatever you call it. He had lost his daughter, and I believe he was in Belgium or the Netherlands. Anyway, the story was that he was able to, he was a filmographer or something like that, and he was he went through a bunch of footage and frame by frame and found some anomalies. Okay, that's all that I remember hearing from that show. But anyway, we got a new video camera about 6 months later, and we decided to do this experiment. Hey, let's try this. This man was talking about, see if there's any validity to it. So what we did, we took a regular video camera and filmed directly into a blue screen or a blank screen. Well, it was a blue screen, blue blank screen on the television. Mm-hmm. And when we directed the video camera, the closer you got to the center, you just started to center the camera and look through the viewfinder you're recording into the blank screen. Mm-hmm. And as you focus to the center of the screen, once you get to that point, it creates an incredible vortex effect. Mm-hmm. And so it just starts to swirl and swirl into almost like you get the effect of some kind of infinite loop, because if you put your hand in front of it,
it's not some kind of infinite loop. It is an infinite loop. You're looking down the hallways of infinity. If you had the resolution to display it, you would in fact see probably, what you would see is a very good question.
Well, Mr. Bell, I have I'm almost finished here. What I did was I happened to have a Macintosh, well, a computer with some software, and I was able to put the film. Now, it was very tedious, and
some people play Macintosh as a computer. Anyway, that's what you were supposed to do.
Yeah. And, well, anyway, it was very tedious to go frame by frame. I filmed about 2 hours at the
Yes.
Yeah, and then we went frame by frame. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is ghastly boring. This is ridiculous. Well, I just so happened to come across some strange imagery, and I collected these pictures, or what looked like forms and figures, and I put them in the computer and brought up the resolution.
Yes.
And the one that I kept was a very distinct outline of a 40s, it looks like a 40s portrait, kind of looking up like a Greta Garbo.
Oh, God, that is fascinating.
I have the picture.
Give you my next question.
Yeah, I've had that for about for several, well, it's been about a couple of years now. Time's flying. I still have that on the hard drive.
Well, you're standing the hair on the back of my neck up just fine right now, because that's exactly what I think. I really, honest to God, I think that we're living in this oscillation, and when you did what you did, I think there's every possibility that you tapped in at some point along these swirling hallways that we both know are there. You tapped into something, and if you grabbed something from it, and I'd really like to see it. If you really got a photograph, that's wrong. artbell@mindspring.com. That's how you get to me. That's my email address, artbell@mindspring.com. And you need to put something in the header so I'll know what it is. What are you going to write in the header?
What would I call it? Something to do with a recording woman from another time.
I'll tell you what, just put recording pass in the header.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
All right. I'm going to look for that, and I will find a way, I can assure you, to get it to the website. This is really intriguing to me. As I described earlier in the show, all of these deep questions that we ponder, how it all began, whether there was a Big Bang, whether it's a steady state or expanding or contracting universe, who knows? I think there's every possibility it may be, in essence, never ending. And that process can definitely, an oscillation, that process can be proven. You can prove it to yourself. And you've just got to imagine you have endless definition by putting a camera connected to a computer or connected to a monitor at, just point the camera at the monitor and look at the swirling, changing. Of course, as you move, it will change and swirl. But in essence, it's looking into infinity. It's a feedback loop. Now, if you really toyed with that for an extended number of hours and really grabbed a picture from, I don't know, the 1930s or 40s or something like that, then he might really have done it. He might really have done it. He might have grabbed a little bit of the past. Maybe that's a way to do it. That's a pretty exciting thought. When you mull it over a little bit, pretty exciting. That in those swirls, if you're able to stop and pluck a little bit of something from it, you might come up with essentially a portrait of the past right there. Wouldn't that be something for our ghost GIS type people to investigate? East of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hello.
Yeah.
Hi there.
How you doing there, Art?
All right. What is your first name?
My first name is Dan, and I'm calling from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
All right, Dan.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to talk to you there.
How are you? What's up?
I am currently possessed by a demonic entity. It's claiming my life. And have you ever heard of Adolfo de Jesus Costanzo? He was a cult leader
during the 1980s?
No, I honestly cannot say.
Okay, well, this doesn't really have to do with him, but more has to do with his religion and things of that nature. It was a Caribbean, African spiritual, thing like that. And about 2 years ago, I worked at a fitness became my bodega, like a corner store in Philadelphia, or say, sure. And well, it's a cult, and there's two sides to this cult, and one good and one evil. And he worked for the good side of the cult, and well, one time he paid me some money for him, never doing anything, of that nature. No things around the store. Excuse me. And he paid me some money to help reverse a spell on a person who had through some bad luck situations, a lot of misfortune, and to help get them out of that to part powder on a step of a rival padrino, which means godfather in Spanish. And what they do is, they cast spells and they do things like that.
That's not anybody that people that are around
No, this was a powder that was purchased for a very high price.
the other things government is very suspicious of going back these days.
Of the other thing, I don't know anything. So, I put the powder on the steps or whatever. I find part from my share of the money that he gave. And after this, everything was okay. And then the store we were currently working in, like I said, this was just where I moved in on the store. And we come back to this store and we have to sacrifice this chicken.
Yeah, we'll see right there.
Well, exactly, and I'm a Christian. So, to be Christian, I should not have been doing things or education. So, I didn't really a little bit later, a couple of days, maybe a week, I was walking to the store to open that morning. I was ready to open the store, I had keys and everything like that. And for me, I saw a very dark, demonic, very dark room, very strange eyes. Don't want to look at heavy rock on the ground right now. And when I woke up, the padrino, the guy I worked for, was waking me up off of the ground and pointing to the store, and the window was broken. Everything inside the store, glass, was broke. Everything. It was demolished. It was the places where the sodas were kept. Things like that were all broke.
Something really big had to happen.
And what had happened, he wasn't explaining to me what it was or anything like that. And I had done this. It's just it wasn't me. Something had possessed me to do this. And from that day on, and he actually tried to take it away from me, showering me and it didn't work. Things to other, not just him, but to every criminal that's locally around this area that is on the good side of this religion. I know that it's me, but it's not me. That there's been robberies.
That sounds like the beginning of a legal defense to me. It's me, but it's not me.
Exactly. So, Art, when I tell you this, I mean this wholeheartedly.
You should tell Art Bell this, but when you tell the detectives this, you're going to have a...
I haven't been arrested.
Well, I understand.
And the thing is, I'm pleading. I mean, there's many listeners to your show, and I'm asking if there's anybody out there
who could lift this,
who could help me shed light on this situation at all, to please come forth with something, because he has no answer for me. He has done what he has done, and it has not gone away. I've been plagued by this thing. It will not go away. And
well, you held the damn chicken.
I held the chicken.
It's just like opening the door for it.
And I poured the powder on the steps.
That's right.
I got myself into it. Art, it has been a pleasure talking to you. I don't want to take up too much time, and I just think you have a great show. I'm sorry you're not on every night, and George is great.
Good luck to you.
I thank you very much.
All right, you take care. If there's anybody who can lift this horrid curse from this man who's doing things that he's going to have a very hard time explaining, come for it. It sounds to me like you invited in your own fate, sir. West of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hello.
Good morning, Art.
Good morning.
The Vatican is looking for wormwood. It's defined as a star in the Book of Revelation. It is one of the seven trumpets. It's the third one. And
Very well aware of wormwood and what it will do in the poisoning of our waters and our lands. Yes. Well, you see now you're probably onto it, but the other fellow was kind of trying to sell us a story that, the Vatican's no different than any other astronomer, and they're just sort of trying to see what's out there. Hogwash.
No, and not only that, but they have nothing against aliens from other planets. They have no position on that one way or the other. They wouldn't have any reason to be afraid of that. If God can create this, he can create somebody else.
Unless there became evidence that the others, that not only are we not alone, but that the others, rather than the traditional God of the Bible, are creators. Now that would be a significant problem for them.
Well, they wouldn't find that with a telescope.
Well, maybe not. But a race that's sufficiently advanced to be able to travel in that manner or communicate in that manner probably would be capable of creation, because we're not that far from that ability ourselves right now. So that'd be a pretty big shock to the religious world, wouldn't it?
Well, I'm sure it would, but I think they'd find a way.
Back into the night. Hi there, on the time traveler line. You're on the air.
Hi, Art. How are you today?
I'm all right. Where are you, sir?
I'd rather not say if that's okay.
All right. No, that's perfectly fine. We allow anonymity here. You're calling this line for obvious reasons. You believe you traveled in time.
I know I've traveled in time.
That's the attitude.
I traveled back in time exactly. I'll try to keep it short.
All right, you've traveled back in time to this time, or you've traveled from this time back?
From this time to some type of start of creation. I'm not sure. But what had happened is a doctor had bought a home. He was, his name is Dr. I don't know if
All right, no, don't. We don't have the names.
All right. And he invited us to a barbecue as a housewarming, and he had dozens of birds and whatnot in his garage. And I thought nothing about this, and my wife and I, we had a great time. We were, joking and laughing, and there were several other neighbors. And he came up with for instance, of have you ever gone back in time? And after the dinner and everything, I thought it was a joke. And he pulled out a contraption and put it in the backyard. It was about the size of a small triangular phone booth. And I laughed. I thought it was ridiculous. And I said, how can you travel in time back on that? And he said, well, let me show you. And he put 2 or 3 birds, I think it was 3 birds actually, in the contraption.
Were you the only other one there?
No, my wife was there.
Your wife was there?
And actually another couple was there.
Okay. And he put birds in.
And he started up a generator. And it made a horrific noise. And it was like a lightning bolt. It was something that I can't even describe. I couldn't even see for about 10 seconds after it illuminated in the corner of the backyard.
Mm-hmm.
And
I thought it was a trick. I thought it was a magic trick. And I laughed. I thought this is fantastic. He's a magician.
Right.
And
Probably what I think too.
about 10 minutes later, he said, "Well, watch it, it'll return." And with almost the same energy, not quite as much, it returned. It was a flash, and
The birds were back.
the birds were back. And I thought it was absolutely ridiculous.
Was this a regular physician kind of doctor? I mean, an internist or something or another normal, or was he?
He was in physics, I believe.
That kind of doctor. Okay, all right.
No, he takes the dog. And he does this. Now, to try to speed up the story, I know you're on a time frame.
No, let's take this as an
I'm just nervous. I never really spoke about this.
I understand. Cool.
And actually, it's quite scary because I'll get to the point in a minute. He put the dog into this booth type thing.
Right.
And he energized it. And he did it again the second time.
Dog go up and come out.
Now the dog has flown. Approximately 10 minutes later, he makes the dog return.
Mm-hmm.
Now he asks, do I have any volunteers? Now again, I think this is a magic trick.
And so?
I volunteer.
Uh-huh.
Having probably a few too many Budweisers
Okay.
at that particular time. And I sit in this contraption. Well, I've never been so scared in my life. It's like somebody put a flashbulb on a camera in my face.
Right.
That's all I can remember. I don't remember anything else.
You don't remember going somewhere.
I don't remember anything else but like a flashbulb in my face. That's all I can describe it.
And the next thing you remember?
Well, a thump. Like I fell out of bed. A type of like I boom, I landed somewhere.
Right.
Now, I look, and I'm in the middle of some forest. I don't know where I am. I have no idea.
Uh-huh.
I can't tell you where I am. I have no idea. And I get out, and I'm like, oh my God, where am I? I don't know where I am.
Uh-huh.
And now I'm in fear because I don't know what to think. I don't have any explanations. The only thing I can tell you is that it might be at dusk or dawn.
You could have been in the jungles of Brazil or something, for all you know.
I don't know. I can't even tell you. I don't know where I was. All I know is I was in some kind of forest.
Can you remember what you did? Did you walk? Were you able to function in this world, or were you just there and gone, or what?
I was able to get out of the vehicle, or whatever you want to call it.
It was there physically with you.
It was with me.
Gotcha, all right.
It was with me.
So how'd you go?
So I just stepped around. I didn't want to go away too far away from the vehicle, figuring that
Good figuring.
So, again, I don't know what time it is. It was either dusk or dawn. I don't know. And I got back in the vehicle, maybe 3 minutes had taken place.
Right.
And there was like a little small, it's like a door. I don't want to call it a door, but it's an open, there was nothing there. But it's like a door that you can open and walk out. I thought it was a joke.
Uh-huh.
And then, again, a flashbulb, bam. I don't remember anything. And I remember people laughing. And that's all I can remember.
Like, hey, look, he's back. Ha!
Yeah, and that was it. Now,
Yes.
let me get to the creepy part. And this is the scary part. Supposedly, this doctor that had invited us over, he just bought the house, he'd only been living there for a month, committed suicide in his garage. From some obscure reason.
This is some time later.
This is approximately 3 weeks later.
3 weeks later, you find the doctor.
This man has done this. He was a jubilant single man and is 59, 60 years old, I would say.
I think it's 59, if my memory is right. But anyway, and that was it. I mean, that was, you know.
That's the story. That's plenty story. That's plenty of story, sir. Now, you think that you were either shifted geographically or shifted in time?
Oh, no doubt.
By whatever this was that he had. There was no trace of any of this machinery, I assume, after his death that you were aware of?
Oh, no, not that I know of. As a matter of fact, I inquired about it, and I said that, I made up a story, and I just happened to say, you know, he was like an electronics tech, and he had stuff in the garage. Does anybody know about that? And he said,
do you think he's really dead?
I don't know. I just don't know. They had a hearse drive up, and you know, I did see them, you know,
a body.
what appeared was a corpse in the car. But again, without revealing any names or anything.
Please don't.
No, of course not.
I wonder if you were Dr. Megala's first experiment there, or you know, first human guinea pig. Have you ever wondered about that? In other words, he did it with the animals, but maybe, you know, sort of a jocular, ha ha ha, we're at a party, you've had a few beers, step in here and let me show you something really cool. Right. Thing. It might have been his first.
It's a possibility.
And maybe he's now elsewhere, and what they think that the body they think they loaded in is just the one they happen to load in this dimension.
It's a possibility, but after the fact, that when I came back and, you know, we were talking later, as the party, you know, broke up or whatnot, I said exactly what happened. And he said, well, I discovered a generating system that, to put it in layman's terms, will transport you back and forth into time. And I said, that's absolutely ludicrous. I've never heard of such a thing. And he said, well, that's why I had you do it first, to experience it, because otherwise you would never believe me. And I looked at him and I said, you know, I started thinking maybe he was crazy, but then I'm thinking, well, where was I? Where did I go?
Sure.
So, I mean, what better way to prove it to you than to do it first and then talk about it?
Oh, listen, you're absolutely right. That's a whale of a story. That's a beaut. That's a real beaut. Maybe that man encountered somebody who had deciphered the nature of time travel, or the way to achieve time travel. I really do believe that there is a way to do it. There are ways to travel in time. And again, you've got to think about this a little bit. Even assuming that it's not until we get to Pentium 9000 that we discover time travel, if there is such an eventuality, which I believe there will be, then they could easily be here now. And there could be people who along the way discover it, and then it sort of blinks out in terms of a retained technology. It just doesn't get out there. Wildcard line, you're on the air. Hello.
Good morning, Art.
Good morning. You have kind of a hum on your phone there.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's all right. It's not your fault. What's up?
This is Vicky in Denver. I'm listening to you on KHOW.
Yes, ma'am.
And I thank you so much for meeting you when you were here book signing. That was great.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. Anyway, I was wondering about the proposed movie. I guess originally it was going to be CBS. Movie, 24 Global Superstar. Then it got heard on your show, it was going to be a bigger picture than production process. Was the last I heard.
Not problems. You know, the man who did Independence Day is the man who that movie.
Oh, really?
And the latest that I heard, and I watch very carefully, listen very carefully to any news on it, the latest news I've got is that the special effects are going to be so spectacular that it's going to get an additional year before release. And they're working on that movie right now. So it's apparently really going to be something.
Yeah, it sounds fantastic.
And the working title, I believe, is The Day After Tomorrow, or perhaps even shortened to Tomorrow. That's the rumor. That's all I know right now.
Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, one of the things, the woman that called, who was a rich into Wicca,
Yes.
she was talking about objects like not working and things like that.
Yes.
So I've been into the Wicca for about 30 years. And there are, just for anyone's knowledge, there are practices you can do to ground that energy so that it won't affect, objects. Some people, it happens anyway, but if it is a result of ritual, there are things you can do in a meditative state.
Yeah, well, if anybody like that would just round me up, wrapping her up in the ground. All right, thank you very, very much. Just wrap her neck and mummy with ground wire. And she can be your money equipment. These are the Rockies, you're on the air. Hi. Hello? Yes, sir.
Hey, how are you, Art?
I'm doing all right, sir. How are you?
Pretty good. I was listening, and you had a caller talking about the Catholics and their telescope.
Ah, yes, no ground.
Well, I've been studying Genesis 6 for about 3 months now, which has really fascinated me.
Mm-hmm.
And it claims that women were having sexual relationships with renegade angels.
That's right.
And they were having these offspring, Nephilim or Nephilium.
Yeah, we're talking the flood here. I mean, God got angry with the flood and then took them all out, right?
Right. But what came to my eye is that they were also around thereafter. Meaning, where are they now, And a lot of people actually believe that, these offspring or maybe angels and demons are what we know as aliens. And I think that would explain a lot. People who are abducted and have these horrid experiences where these aliens do terrible things to them. Maybe those are demons.
I think these women are still around. Really?
Oh, it might happen. And then it would also explain, people who get abducted and have these great experiences and go to beautiful places. They might just be going to like a heaven and entertaining angels themselves. And what you were saying about
perhaps, but the whole process of angels falling and chasing after earth women and producing these, it just seems unheaven and godlike for all that to be going on.
Well, yeah, it would be. I say that too. But I mean, as you said yourself, the Catholics, religion itself, it's hard to say what they're letting us know, and they have all these secrets. They're watching something out there,
Well, the one who I had was like an apologist for this. I mean, there's more to it than just a casual interest in hunting, for what might be out there on the part of the Catholics. I'm nothing against Catholics. My wife is one. But they are obviously somewhat secretive, or even really secretive. And they're looking for something more than just general astronomy fun from the Vatican on Mount Graham. They're there for a reason. They're looking for something.
I agree. I don't know what they're looking for, and I don't think that they're going to make it known anytime soon either, though. I think Martin Luther helped, prove that the Catholic Church, or any churches for that matter, they like to be in control, but they know what they do. And, I was just going to call them.
Well, religion originally was all about control. Right?
Well, it was the government for a while.
Or at least you can take that point of view. It certainly seems that way, that it's a very large controlling force when you control behavior.
All right. Well, that's all I had, Art, but I'm just going to keep tuning in. I just want to throw out the whole you're a bad idea, and thank you for asking. Well, the way the Bible describes them is they're kind of like giants, like Goliath was. And, I can say maybe the NBA is a bunch of, but I'm not really sure, if they are that nowadays aliens.
The NBA a bunch of Nephilim, huh?
Oh, it
could be. All right. I gotta go. Just a second. Once again, into the unexpected online time travel line. You're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi there. Where are you?
I'm in Kansas City, Missouri.
Kansas City, KCMO country, where they write the call letters right there on peace cards. Yes.
Right.
Yes, sir. What's up?
Well, about 44 years ago, I took a short time trip
Oh,
as a result of an accident.
what kind of accident?
I was talking on the phone with my girlfriend, and I was struck by lightning. And some very strange things happened.
I would rather imagine so. Can you describe exactly what happened, what you can recall?
Sure. I was sitting on a couch that my mom and dad had covered with classic, the 1960s stuff.
Of course, yes.
And when the lightning came through the phone, the ball of lightning came through the mouthpiece and knocked me about 20 feet. And it was very strange because all of a sudden I was outside my body and I was looking back at the area where the phone was, and I was still sitting there.
Sounds an awful lot like an NDE at this point.
Mm-hmm. But at this point, I was looking at myself before the lightning struck.
Oh.
And I was kind of hovering there. My existence was kind of hovering in the air, looking at myself. And I actually saw the electric pulse come in through the phone line. And I watched very slowly, in very slow motion, as the phone line began to melt. And the lightning came out of the phone and struck me. And everything was moving very, very slowly, like a slow motion picture.
Right.
But as things were progressing, it started moving a little quicker and a little quicker. And at the point where the ball of lightning came through the mouthpiece of the phone and struck me in the head, and my body came off the couch, my body started moving towards my essence. And at that time, things started moving a little quicker. Like the best way to describe it is when you're watching a film and the reel starts to slip.
Yeah.
And it kind of flickers a little bit and then it starts to catch up.
It's like it just moves you right out of your body. And then sort of out of the present time stream and then back again.
Right.
Well, such a large electromagnetic occurrence just might do exactly something like that.
And as my body got closer to my essence, things were speeding up and becoming almost more into normal time.
Yeah.
And as my body merged with my essence, there was tremendous flash. And up to that time, I hadn't had any pain or any sensation. And when my body merged with my essence, it hurt. And that's the best way I can describe it.
Well, that's absolutely incredible. Thank you very much. That is an amazing story. And it's kind of in the right context, frankly. A lightning hit is an unimaginable amount of voltage and electromagnetic energy just coursing through your body. So that the effects that it could produce probably would include one in that category. Very, very, very interesting. Wildcard Line, you're on the air. Good morning.
Hi, Art. This is Kathleen. I'm in Middle Georgia.
Hi, Kathleen.
I'm actually listening to you on WLAC out of Nashville on my Beijing Free Play radio.
Way to go.
Real quick question first before I get to my point. I have a book on non-surgical factors that I'd like to send you. And how do I go about getting that to you?
Well, I suppose if you send it to the network and don't ask me for an address, because I don't have one right here, send it to the network. You know, we're very well-known. Premier Radio in Los Angeles, you'll find a way. It'll get to me.
Okay, that'd be fine. Yeah, I fell off the telephone pole myself, so I understand about trauma injuries. Wanted to ask about mass deja vu.
Mass deja vu.
Mass deja vu. Back in the early 70s, I was in Tallahassee at a horseback riding clinic. My sister and I were both there.
Yes.
And after the clinic, we, a bunch of us decided to go to a restaurant. If I remember correctly, it was about 10 or 12 of us at the time. And the restaurant that we got to, they didn't have a table big enough, to accommodate that many people.
Right.
So we sat, some in one booth and some at the booth behind, and then the rest of them were at a round table nearby.
Right.
And I don't even remember the point that was being discussed, but I remember I leaned over the back of the booth to say something to somebody behind me, and I had this really strong feeling of deja vu. And, they had kind of like that little otherworldly experience when you get the deja vu. But I thought it was just me, and I just kind of turned to look back at the people in the booth where I was sitting, which included my sister, and several of the people had an odd look on their face when I turned to look at the people behind me, and several of them had an odd look, and we were all like, did you just have a sense of deja vu?
Oh, isn't that interesting?
And it also included 2 other people at the table that were just sitting nearby. But we got at least 8 out of the 10 people.
Deja vu, as in we've all been here just like this before.
We all experienced it right there.
But the deja vu itself, reflecting the feeling that you were all there in that exact situation at a previous time? Is
Yeah.
that what the deja vu was?
Yes, it was.
Thank you for joining the stream.